Hey, what's up YouTube? Texas Triple Tapper here, bringing you guys another out-of-the-box gun review. This is one that I have done quite a bit of research on and was a little bit skeptical at first, but I figured what the hell, for the price that I paid for it, I figured, I can't go wrong. So, as you can see here, it says EAA. So, European American Armory Corporation. So, what we have here, this handsome devil, not me, the gun, is a, like I said, EAA 357 Magnum that, of course, will also shoot 38 Special. This is the snub nose. It's got a 2-inch barrel. It holds 6 shots, as you can see in the cylinders, nice and clean. It's got the, either spent casing or live round ejector there. This, I gotta say, this weapon, for the price, it's pretty sweet. I mean, it's hard to beat it. Beat the price of this weapon. I paid less than $3 for it. I have not shot it yet. However, I bought it at Gander Mountain here in Spring, Texas. And what they allowed me to do was to take, it was either a used one or a demo model. Not 100% sure. I take it out on the range for a little bit and put some rounds through it, and really kind of decide if I wanted to go ahead and purchase the firearm. I have been wanting a revolver for quite some time. I just think that the wheel guns are really cool. They're very reliable. Generally speaking, lightweight, just fun to shoot. And what I think is really cool too, because this is a 357, it's certainly going to pack the punch that you need if you're in a home defense situation, or if you're out maybe in the woods and you come across something that may be a little bit bigger than you. This bad boy is gonna be a contender. It's a beautiful gun. It's got the bluing, although against the black grips, it looks kind of black to me. It's got, the embossed 357 mag and then the 38 Special, of course, at the top. It is a single action, double action, as are most revolvers, unless they're, hammerless or whatever the case may be. You got the cylinder release here. The cylinder spins nice and freely, locks in quite easily. It's got a very smooth trigger in single action. I mean, look how far back that goes. So from the side, I mean, there's hardly going to be any travel whatsoever. Now, listen to this. In single action, double action, double action, there's a double reset. 1, 2. I kind of did it a little bit quick. Let me see if I can do it again and try to catch it. There's 1, 2. So I think the purpose of that, sometimes when these cylinders spin, if you look right here, there's a little notch right there, and when you push down on this, you can't really do it when it's open, but I'll show you when it's closed. You'll see it. That goes down, and that's what releases the cylinder. So sometimes, if you're shooting it in double action and you don't let the trigger come back all the way, this cylinder can kind of end up like on a middle, kind of in a middle of the cylinder, because whenever you shoot, see each one of these notches that this thing lines up with, when it does that, let me see if I can illustrate my point a little bit better. So there's a notch there, notch there, notch there. I'm gonna bet you, yep, there's a notch there. So that top notch right there lines up. That means that firing pin is aligned with that hole. So each one of these notches in the cylinder represent where the cartridge is gonna go. Hence, when you get it in place, and as you know, fire it, it just keeps spinning, and until the gun is empty. So this is the, like I said, the cartridge ejector. I mean, it comes out, really easily. What's really cool about this gun is I like the fact that it does have the rubber grip. A lot of people, reviews that I've read, complain that, but basically two complaints. One, the gun is too heavy. The gun is a little heavy. It is on the heavy side for a revolver of this size. I believe the manufacturer rates it at 25 ounces empty, which would be what, 1 pound, 9 ounces, somewhere around there. So with that being said, I mean, it does have some heft to it, but if you're shooting this in 357, maybe you're a smaller frame person, or even a woman. I mean, most people will say that, oh, this wouldn't be a good carry gun. I mean, I disagree. I would carry this. Now, granted, I am a man, 6'2", 260-pound guy, but I really think it is a viable option. Not to mention the fact that it will fire a 357 Magnum round, which is going to have just a ton of stopping power, and it's going to pretty much take down anything that you're going to encounter, two-legged, four-legged. I mean, unless you're brontosaurus hunting, and also too, keep in mind that you can shoot this with a 38 special. So I brought out, I have some ammo, one of each, just to kind of show you the difference. So these Silver Jacket, I believe they're nickel plated, they're still brass underneath. These are the 38 special. So if you kind of look at them, trying to get them side by side, I mean, the 357 round is a little bit longer. The casing, if you put them up against one another, I mean, they are identical. So just to kind of see if I can show that a little bit more clearly, I mean, they match up perfectly. So what I'll do, just for purposes of display, I'm going to load a 357 round in there. I'm not going to close the wheel. So what you can see here is, you just see that the 357 fits this, I mean, just perfectly. So now what we'll do is just eject it out. Now we're going to put a 38 round in there and kind of take a look at what that looks like. See, it's just a little bit shorter, but it doesn't fall through. So this will absolutely work. So what a lot of people do in this case, I myself included, which this is what I'll probably do, is I will use the 38 special rounds for target practice, and then I'll use the 357, for defense or for carry or whatever the case may be. If I go hiking or whatever. I'm not a big hunter, but if I was out in the wilderness somewhere, I wouldn't mind having this bad boy by my side. The sights on the weapon were okay. As you can see, I took the liberty of, and I probably need to repaint it, but which are no problem. I just took some Chanel nail polish and put it on there, and it's got these, these black sights, and I don't know if you can kind of see that, but I mean, it really, because of this black and the black, I mean, this really has like a nice, a target, acquisition really fast. You can, I don't know if you can swap out the sights on these because it all appears to be all one part, and this has the no snag sight. So if you're pulling it from a holster, this sight has a taper to it, so it doesn't stick up as much as, let's say, let me see one of my other weapons here. This is my SIG P320. So we'll just kind of compare. You see how this sight is more square and blocky. This one has a little bit more of a taper, so it will come out of a holster much easier. So, you know, I had done that to a couple of my weapons. Okay, so you know, I had done this to a couple of my weapons, and I really like it. You know, it's a very cheap way to you know, make a better sight picture. It works for me. It may not work for you. I mean, you can get blue nail polish, you know, green, purple, whatever color. It's significantly cheaper than putting those Trijicon or, you know, those fiber optic sights on. And like I said, for me, you know, I'm not shooting competition. I just shoot for fun. So, you know, I don't really need it to be, you know, perfect. And, you know, I really don't give a shit what other people think. I mean, they're like, oh, well, you couldn't, you know, you call it outside the lines. I mean, come on. It's, you know, I'm just trying to get a faster acquisition on my target. And this, bottom line, this allows me to do that. And for, you know, a dab or two of nail polish, I mean, I think that's a very inexpensive trade-off. So, you know, so that's what I've done with this. You know, I have, like I said, I haven't fired this one yet. This is brand new out of the box, but I did fire one at the range, and I mean, it performed flawlessly. The trigger is not phenomenal by any means, but it's not horrible. It's a good trigger. You know, single action is, I definitely say, you know, better than average on a lot of revolvers that I've messed with. You know, double action, you know, is really is pretty smooth too. You know, and the other complaint was, in addition to the weight, sorry, I digress a little bit, was the kind of the grip of the weapon. I'm usually the first one to be very, very skeptical of that, because, you know, I have such large, I mean, I have some big old mitts. So, you know, I need a weapon that is going to be comfortable for me to shoot, you know, making sure I get nice and high on the bore. But this one, I mean, you know, I'll show it from this side. I mean, look, all my fingers fit. It's not uncomfortable for me at all. Same thing on the right hand. I mean, it fits. Look, I've got nail polish on my hands. It fits. If it were any smaller, it would be more uncomfortable. And what's even really cool is it's got this nice little kind of divvy out, whether you're right-handed or left-handed. So I'm right-handed, so my right trigger finger can slide down this little indentation nice and smoothly. Same thing over here. My thumb will slide right here. It keeps my hand away from the cylinder, which you don't want to do with a revolver, because when you fire it, gas can escape from the front up here and the back, so you don't want to burn yourself. So, you know, it has a very comfortable feel to it. For me, very comfortable. I was, like I said, I was a little skeptical because of the price and because of, you know, the small grip. But once I picked it up, I was like, man, you know, I really like this. And just for poops and giggles, you know, some of you safety guys may ding me, but, you know, hey, this is what I do for you guys. This is the risk that the triple tapper takes, okay? Okay, folks? I'm just going to load it with the 357 round. Not gonna, I mean, and it's still, you know, yeah, it's a little bit heftier, but I mean, it's not, you know, killing my hand by any stretch of the imagination. And you see, all 6 bullets came out with no issue whatsoever. So, you know, overall, I really like the gun. And like I said, for $300, I mean, are you kidding me? I mean, you know, this thing is a steal. They are made in Germany, so, you know, I expect, you know, a high quality. It also comes with, you know, of course, the you know, the safety manual, which I highly recommend everybody read. It also comes with a little trigger guard, and basically looks like what you do with this bad boy. You know, if I can get it open, it doesn't appear to be like your, you know, normal kind of trigger guard. So, oh shit, how do I get all these damn keys off? Hang on. Oh, this thing is tiny. Oh. So, pull this off here. I mean, that is a tiny, tiny, tiny lock. But hey, it does what it's supposed to do. That's all that matters. So, at the bottom of the trigger guard, there is a little hole, and you can kind of go, I guess you can go either way. I don't know if you have to move the trigger out of the way. I'm not all that familiar with these, so let me try it both ways and see. There we go. No, that can't be it. So let's try it one more way. Let's see if we can get in there behind it. Maybe we can come in this way, because it needs to stop the trigger from going back. And maybe I'm just doing it wrong, or because it kind of looks like it's slated to go like that, but it feels like it's really pressing against the trigger, and you know, I don't. There we go. There we go. So yeah, so that's what you do. It goes in behind it, and but I don't know, this lock, it just seems kind of flimsy to me. Like this could be taken apart. You know, I mean, I would invest in something probably, you know, a little bit more sturdy if I was, you know, if I was worried about little kids or something like that. You know, this just seems cheap to me, and it's really hard to maneuver, because if you look, I'm going to move the trigger out of the way. If you see that the oval part is long going that way, so the lock has to kind of go in that way to prevent the trigger from coming back. Like I said, this just seems cheap and gimmicky to me. I mean, I think I could bust this open with the screwdriver if I really wanted to. So I mean, I'm not going to use this. I mean, I have other you know, trigger locks that I could do. I mean, I could run one of the corded ones that I have through here, and it won't even close. But I mean, you know, that's neither here nor there. Like I said, it is a very finely put together weapon. I mean, you look at the detail, the grips fit very nicely. There's no gaps. I really like it. And I've heard some people say that you cannot exchange the grips. While I cannot corroborate that, I can't confirm or deny. If you look right in here, there is a little Phillips head screw, and I'm wondering if that doesn't somehow remove. I don't have a Phillips head screwdriver handy, but I'm wondering if that doesn't somehow remove the grips. I would be really surprised if you could not change the grips on this. And again, you know, this is made by EAA. It's made in Germany, but it's distributed out of Cocoa Beach, Florida, Florida. So, you know, that's my take on it. You know, it also has the kind of striated top that has that kind of an anti-glare to it. I mean, and it really has a beautiful sight picture. It was very accurate, you know, in less than 10 yards. But, you know, again, this isn't something really that you're going to want to be probably shooting at 15, 20, 25 yards. I mean, this is for, you know, close encounter. So 10 yards and less, I would feel comfortable taking this into a combat situation or a bug out situation if, you know, God forbid one arises. So anyways, I give this gun a thumbs up. Like I said, I'll post another review after I've had the chance to really put some rounds through it, and you know, tell you guys what I think, both for the 357 as well as the 38 special. And I'm going to shoot all different kinds of ammo. Like for example, you see here I got the Remington 357 and then the American Eagle 38 special. So definitely going to put it to the test. I know you guys would expect nothing less from good old Texas Triple Tapper. That's what I'm here for. If you guys have any questions, comments, concerns, or you just want to vent, I don't know, whatever you want to talk about, feel free to leave the comments below. Until next time, Texas Triple Tapper, out.